Good night, family. Andrew Joe checking back in. How y'all doing tonight? Just want to come talk to y'all before the night is over. Sunday night. Getting ready for Monday morning in this place. I just wanted to, come by. People don't, for the ones that's looking at my videos, thinking it's pointless, thinking I'm not making no sense, or I shouldn't be putting myself through that. Whatever y'all saying, whoever watching it, whatever y'all saying. Like I don't, like nobody didn't say nothing. I ain't get no messages or nothing. I just felt like some people might think it's pointless. Like they don't understand what I'm doing. Like, first of all, I want to say, like, this is like, like, I'm not, how could I say, like, I don't feel like a failure, none of that. Like, I feel like I'm right on course to where I'm going. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I do feel good in that. But to understand where I'm going, I had to really think about where I came from. You see what I'm saying? And this is strictly about me. Like, I'm not here to down nobody or anything like that. Like, I'm just giving a backstory of why I'm moving the way I'm moving. You see what I'm saying? I want to try to keep it as directed as me without including nobody really. Even though, like I said, it is players in the game, but I want to keep this strictly about me and my mindset. So, yeah, when my mom had me, she had me at a young age. So back then, around that time, I was born in 1986. So back then, you couldn't be that age and bring a baby home from the hospital. So I was automatically taken from my mom. Right? And I was placed in foster care from birth. Now, I returned home from birth. From birth to 2 years old, I was in foster care. You know, when I returned home at 2, I went home to my great grandparents, not my great grandparents. You know, they had their home. You know, like they was living good. They was living good. Back then, that's what a lot of older people do. Older folk, like they knew how to take care of home. Like I don't know, every last one of them had a house. Like think about it. Your great grandparents and everybody. Think about your great grandparents. They had a house. Well, mine's had a house, so I went back. I went over there, and I stayed there until I was 6 years old because my grandfather, he was like, he was a workman. Even though this is why I feel so strong on what I do because he had ataxia too. He was diagnosed with ataxia. That's where I get my ataxia from him. But I just want to tell you, like, I watched him paint his house. Like, I don't like the high parts of the house. Yeah, of course, I know he didn't get up there, but the ground level, I watched him paint that. Like, he had a blue Cadillac. Like, he did everything for himself. You know, my grandmother, she was the homemaker, basically cooking, making sure everything was straight. My grandmother used to grow vegetables in the backyard. I remember all that. But like I said, he opened up a fruit stand. My grandfather, he had a fruit stand. He used to run a fruit stand. And I get, you know, people they came to rob the shop, because it wasn't only a fruit stand. It was a fruit stand and a tire shop. That he owned the fruit stand, someone else owned the tire shop. And I guess they was coming to rob the tire shop, but he was the only one there at the moment. And basically my grandfather was a strong man. So you wasn't taking nothing from him. Like, that's how my grandfather was. And a lot of the men back then was like that. Like, you wasn't just gonna come take nothing from him. Well, long story short, he was murdered because he didn't want to give up what they came to get. So when he was murdered, I was 6 years old. No, I was 4 years old when he was murdered, I think. I'm not sure between that. It's blurry between 4, 5, and 6. All I know is, like I said, by 6 years old, I returned back to foster care because we were too much for my grandmother. It was me, my brother, and my sister. It's 4 of us, but at that time, me, my brother, and my sister. And we were too much for my grandmother. So we returned back to foster care. You know, basically I returned. Welcome to my other 2 siblings. It was welcome to foster care for them. Me, I returned back. From 6 years old to 16, I was in foster care. That whole time. Like, the highest grade I completed is 10th grade. I don't know if I said that before, but like, I have no high school diploma. I have no GED, none of that. The highest grade I completed was 10th grade. I loved to play basketball. Like, basketball was everything for me. I wanted to go to the NBA. But like I said, academics and all that, there ain't no way you're going there. Like, I played ball. I played ball in a lot of places in New York City. So it wasn't like I didn't have the skill, I didn't have the mindset, I didn't have the education to finish school. I mean, to make it to the NBA. I love my basketball, but I wasn't able to see none of that. See school through, see basketball through. You know, it was a lot of other stuff I had to deal with. I didn't have time for basketball. I played. I didn't have time. The seriousness, the practice, the dedication that it takes to make it. I met my wife 17. From 17 to now, I'm 36. From 17 to the beginning of November, basically, I lived with my wife and my children. The hardest thing I did was walk out of that situation. But for me personally, and especially now, it seemed like that was necessary. I never got to experience life like this. Like, all them videos I was making, you know, I'm not getting accommodated into it. All the videos I was just making, that was me being scared. Like, this is my first time actually being alone, actually making a decision for myself. First time ever. Like, if I'm thinking about this stuff and I'm like, yo, this is the first time I was responsible for myself. Not making a decision where I gotta think about other people, like, my wife, my kids. Not that. Like, me. Like, everything is dictated on me. And that was scary at first. The beginning of November, it was scary. First time ever I've been alone. I had to make decisions on my own. I'm responsible for me. There's no agencies paying the rents, the bills, or you living in sharing another home, because I went through that. It's called independent living. But at the same time, I was living in an apartment, but at the same time, independent living, they still give you grocery, money, funds for groceries for the month. You got to break it down. Like, they teach you how to do it. So you get money, you got to budget car fare, you got to budget buying your own clothes, buying your own food. Yeah, they put you out there, you gotta have a job and stuff. That made it easier because I had a job. That made it way easier. But it still wasn't the same as like what I'm going through now. Because I know I had if that failed, and then it's back to foster care or whatever the case may be. Like, this is no safety net. Like, if I fail, like, that's it. Like, I got a goal in mind. That was scary at first. Making these videos, I'm not getting accommodated and all of this. They're not feeding me right and all this. Like, you're not a kid anymore. You're not a little boy. And that's one thing I wasn't realizing. Nah, it's really on me. Like, I understand, yeah, certain people got their experience, life, and all of this other stuff, but that's your story. I'm not talking about your story. I'm talking about my story. Certain people might look at it and be like, yo, bro, you tripping? What you mean? Oh, yo, I was grown before I became grown, but that wasn't me. I always had a safety net. I've always had a safety net. And I'm going to be honest about that. I've always had a safety net until the beginning of November. That's why I always came up here making all them videos and stuff. Ain't nobody supposed to do nothing out here. You a man. You a man. You out here. That was scary. I said how I'm easing into it. Now it's, now I'm starting to input. It really sunk in. I'm in the emergency room. And once they discharging me, it's like, you're not going home to nobody. It's back to the shelter, bro. There's nobody there to meet you at was nobody in the waiting room waiting for you. Like, we got you right. It's back to, you gotta live. You're a man. What you gonna do? And it wasn't until that where it really hit me. Like, damn, you out here. You out here on your own. This the first time in my whole life. And I went into fasting because, like I said, I had IVs and stuff in me too. Like, with my condition, it's like, yo, it's no help, no nothing. So I'm scared to intake any type of medication in my, like, if it ain't vitamins or herbs, I don't mess with it. I was kind of scared of like they really explained to me the IV and everything, but like I didn't want that in me at first. And they tried to what else they tried to do? That they did that. They took the Drew blood, but they tried to give me a COVID shot and something else. I'm like, nah, can't mess with that. I damn sure know I couldn't mess with that COVID shot. I know it. Like I know, it's this thing in the back of my mind. I'm never getting that. Like, and that's my condition called like I have a neurological. I'm sorry, I can't say it. Neurological disease. I'm sorry, that sound like I still ain't say that right, but so I'm scared of stuff like that. That's why I'm scared to take the medication and all the chemicals. That's why I'm scared of that. But like I said, being discharged, it's back to the shelter, bro. You got 90 days. You got 90 days to get yourself right. And I snapped into that. And I also thought about, I wasted the whole month of November just complaining like a little boy, like a little kid. I never had that. I never had the responsibility of actually, like, you gotta do this for you. You gotta do this to accomplish your own. This is the choice you made. This is what you gotta do. And I'm resigned to that. I'm resigned to that. This is the second time. Like, I want to know. All the caseworkers was here today. It was here. It's Sunday. Everybody say the caseworkers never here, bro. And they was coming to peep it out. I guess because, like I said, they had to take me out in the emergency room. So I know everybody was on edge about something. Yo, I gotta tough it out. I gotta do what I gotta do. So I guess just to check and make sure I'm alright, cause like I said, it's a liability, right, for me to be in this place, but then it's a liability to be homeless on the street too. It's a liability to be actually outside. It's cold as hell outside right now. It ain't the summertime. So which liability do you want? You want that liability or this one? Because this liability, you can make a lot of things happen. Like, so to speak, you have no rights in here. Like, I'm not saying that to dismiss everything, but they give you a bed. They give out beds. They give out shelter. They serve food. I'll say, it's certain little changes I do see effect. Like, they really do have that. It's not. I'm not gonna call it the whole vegan menu. Like, ain't nothing gonna just change in there, but they are serving a lot of more like vegetable soups and things like that. They are serving a lot of that. And somebody actually came up to me today and said, yo, you gotta keep going, cause. And I'm thinking, like, it's not in the sense of me just sitting here making a scene anymore. Gotta learn how to, now it's a certain approach. And I don't want to be seen as the one that's always bugging when he don't get his way, because, shit, I'm in a homeless shelter. None of us got our way. Right? I'm not saying get used to this, so to speak, because I do have a time limit here. But while I'm here, I'm going to make this shit comfortable. I'm going to stop complaining about shit. Like I said, I screwed the whole month of November. Basically watched it walk away. Oh, rights this, accommodation that. Like I said, you know, I'm off my fast now, but Feel what I'm saying? Like I don't have the urge to eat anything from here. Like I'm not gonna put anything from this place. Like I drink the tea. I drink the tea. Tea is tea. But I don't have the urge to eat nothing from here. So I have to go out like an adult does, and I have to go take the necessary steps to make sure I could accommodate myself the way I need to be accommodated, because I'm a human being just like the next man. And that's what the next man saying to himself if they look at me. Like I said, even though yeah, there's certain things they are doing and they're changing, and the residents, the people that's here, they like, yo, but I don't keep going. But nah, I'm not gonna keep going like that. I'm gonna talk my way out. I'm gonna talk like an adult does, and stop acting like a little bitch and get shit done. Cause that's what I've been acting like. I don't even, like I said, when I finish the videos, I go to upload video on YouTube. And as I'm watching the first maybe 1 minute, like 1-2 minutes, I'm watching that so I could get an idea of what the title gonna be. Once I come up with the title, I turn it off. And it never takes me more than 2 minutes to figure it out. So I don't rewatch my videos. I don't rewatch them. But like I said, it was when I sat there and fasted. I was in here fasting because I didn't go outside. I didn't go to the cafeteria to rec when everybody was there. I said I was fasting, so I was in my room. But it wasn't until I did that I started thinking. I started remembering what I was in here doing. Like, bro, yeah, nah, you shouldn't. Nah, that's not how adult move. And I'm not saying that in trying to prove something to people, like to myself, trying to prove it to myself. You gotta grow up. It's time to be a man. Yeah, you're responsible for yourself. Nobody's helping you, and nobody doing your laundry, nobody going food shopping, and none of that. Nobody's going shopping for you, picking out stuff. You gotta do all that. You gotta make sure your paperwork is in order. You gotta make sure now you really gotta budget around certain stuff, because if you don't budget nothing, your December is gonna be like your November. And I'm not doing that. I'm not looking back. Not looking back at nothing. I'm not looking back at nothing. Like, I really looked at it. November was like, yo, I made November shitty for myself. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't using my brain. And that's the part where I say, because I say that in my, like, I don't walk around like I'm not blaming nobody, because I do say that. I mention that, especially in my earlier videos. Yo, you got to go within yourself and check yourself before you come out of yourself trying to check other people. I didn't say it in no exact words, but you got to check yourself. You ain't perfect. And it's only when you check yourself that you can see what the hell is going on. You'll have a clearer vision of what's going on. And like I said, I really wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention to the blessings, like, because I want to be comfortable, because they not accommodating me. You ain't rich, motherfucker. And I wasn't realizing that, because I was so used to living a certain ways, like a spoiled little boy. It's time to be a man. But I was walking around like a spoiled little boy. You gotta check yourself. You can't go outside of yourself trying to check people before you check yourself. Because when you check yourself, you gonna know what you allowing and how to check other people when they're trying to overstep boundaries of yours. See, I never had any boundaries because I never had any responsibilities. That's real. And it's a difference when your mama paying, when your guardian paying your. I don't want to say I don't want to disrespect them. My foster mother, you feel what I'm saying? Cause like I said, yeah, I could sit here and say, yeah, I didn't have so speak. I didn't have. I remember when there was one time when I had T-Mobile and all that, and I was not paying the bill. She was. Like if I didn't buy nothing to eat from outside, I knew I could come inside and there was something to eat. Now think about it now. I can't buy nothing to eat outside, and there's nothing inside to eat. See the big difference in that? Like my cell phone bill's due on the 12th. Ain't nobody coming to pay that. And I was the same thing with my wife too. We was on a family plan. I was on a family plan. And she damn sure paid the bill because she needed the bill to be paid. She worked. Like I'm disabled, she worked. She need her phone. She was paying the bill. And I was like, yo, your bill is due on the 12th, and they want X, Y, Z. And you better budget because you got to eat better than what you did. And not only, like, yo, I have to replenish so much nutrients and vitamins that I let go in this month. In November, like, I lost a lot of nutrient. Like, I'm really rolling off the strength. Like, this is God. That's why I be feeling some way. Somebody, you can't tell me that this ain't God working. That's why I be feeling like that. Like people think I take this as a joke. Think about it. I'm not eating. At home, I'm so like I could make a stew, make quinoa and pinto beans and lentil beans and kidney beans. We ordering salad every 4 or 5 days. Like, yo, it's none of that. It's none of that. It's none of that. Now you really gotta you got a cell phone bill. Oh, and you gotta go open up that BJ's account. So now you could start buying your food the way you need your food. And not buying this little bull crap every single day, spending money on that. Oh, did I mention I gotta buy my own clothes too now? And then I gotta buy my own this now? And yo, never had that. And I really had to come to terms with that life. So, let's see how, like, this is how you gotta, when I used to smoke heavy. Used to smoke heavy. Used to smoke heavy. I quit for a little while. Well, I ain't say a little while. In the beginning of November, I quit. stuff started getting so crazy, I started smoking again. But still, like I said, on a budget. I smoke one time a day, once a day. Nigga, I know half y'all ain't stupid. Y'all see it now. This is the first and the only time for the day. I'm done. Like, I was done, I'm done. Like, when I started earlier, took me a couple pulls, talking to the fellas out there. I had my joint. Came back in the room. Alright, before I go to bed, I'ma finish it and come back in here. I've been in my word, prayer. I pray every chance I get now. Now I pray every chance I get. Trust me. Man, if I had God before, he with me now. Cause like I said, I was not eating right here. And by the grace of God, I feel so energized. I still feel so alive. You feel what I'm saying? That's God. But now it's a budgeting factor. Like I said, now I gotta open a BJ's account because it's like, yo, I ain't been drinking nothing but water and tea. And that water situation is damn sure gonna continue. You can't, I don't care what you eat, what you do, how you do it, what you call yourself, what label, title, joint you wanna jump under. Listen, it all starts with water. What the doctor say? What they say before you was, oh, her water broke. Yo, it starts with water. So now I gotta budget that right. Now I gotta budget the way I'm eating, buying fruits and veggies and things like that. I still can't cook for myself, but let me tell you something. If I sufficed off nothing in November, like I was eating pretzels and candy and shit. I could suffice off fruits and vegetables in December. And then here come January. By the time January come around, my time is rolling up. Now it's time for me to start really getting out here. Now I gotta find myself someplace to live. But until that time, I gotta make it as comfortable as possible. Like it's me for myself. It ain't nobody here. Like their job is to make sure they house me. That's it. I came in here disabled. Yeah, certain accommodate, man, but like I said, man, it's like the majority, especially that in the real world, like the majority, they don't even give a shit what they eat. Look, I said, at the man, he's sitting there like, yo, I think you need to keep bugging out. So, no, I think y'all need to start talking now. Since I got the fruits and the veggies in here, the stuff that they was to serve y'all when I wasn't around, I got y'all halfway to the point. Now I think y'all need to start speaking up for what y'all need. I'm not gonna sit here and exhaust myself to fight for that. My goal is not to sit in this shelter. My goal is not to stay here. And the fact that they started putting fruits and veggies out now lets me know that I affected something. Something's getting done. But other than that, in that whole situation, it was a lesson for me to actually learn. And I learned, and I can't say learn, but that particular message right there, I got it. I grow up, bro. That's not even, like I didn't go in, like I said, I didn't go into details because I'm not mentioning nobody and stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I just want to give a backstory of me, who I am. And what all them videos is for. and what I learned from the videos. I'm not even asking nobody what y'all learned from them videos. It's what I learned from the videos. Can't call yourself a man or an adult and you don't act like an adult. And I wasn't acting like an adult. I wasn't acting like an adult. It comes to times where you gotta realize, your fuck ups. You gotta realize it. Can't keep going on tripping like you innocent all the goddamn time. You can't do it. And when you check yourself, then you can check everything else around you. But if you ain't checking yourself, trying to check everything else around you, like this part of my life was gonna happen. It was written. It was coming. I knew it was. It was like I said, it was coming. You could tell. It was coming. But I wasn't ready. See, this world is so much more than what we think it is. That's why I used to live in the projects, right? And I used to tell people that, yo, y'all spend all your time in these projects, bro. We don't see nothing but trees, grass, the train here, the parks there, and each other. Everybody hustling. Y'all need to come outside too. I used to tell them that because I used to go play ball in different parks, and I used to go play ball in Manhattan. I played ball in Queens, all that. So it's like I used to tell people that off the strength of that. Like, yo, y'all gotta come outside more. And now, like, I found myself telling myself that, like, damn, Drew, you ain't going outside enough. Cause if you would've went outside enough, you wouldn't have been making the scene that you was making. Acting the way you was acting. I'm gonna tell you, they don't care. Yo, every time something goes on or something like that, then they pop up to make sure everything all right. Oh, so to speak. Like I said, it took me to go in the emergency room and then it come, yo, we got the vegetarian menu and all that. First I didn't care, but like I said, I didn't care. But that mattered to a lot of the men out there. Like they was really grateful for that. But like I said, all in all, I didn't realize I'm out here bugging. I'm not getting my way. I'm not. Life's not about that, bro. Nobody out here really cares about your way. If you're not making your way, you're asking for somebody to make your way. That's the difference. You not making your way. You asking somebody to make your way. You supposed to make your way. I didn't behave in that manner. I didn't do that. I wasn't making my way. I was wishing somebody made my way for me. Just like I always had somebody making my way. And I look back now and I say to myself, I'm not embarrassed about it. Because like I said, I made that commitment to go on this journey and take everybody with me who wanted to go. So I'm not embarrassed about it because like I said, we tripped too. And when you on your road to changing and going through what you got, changing is not only, getting rid of that sickness that you dealing with or whatever the case may be. Because you got to go in your mind. You got to start top to bottom. Top, bottom, top, bottom. It starts with your mind. And then you work your way down. When you get to your feet, you going to feel it. Yo, as I look at myself, right? I don't feel no type of bad way about myself. Like, I feel like this is the clean, like, here's your canvas. Now you gotta create yourself. It's like create a player now. Create a person. Who are you? Not who you want somebody to tell you who you are. You're looking for validation and no. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Don't look for nobody to tell you who you are. Who do you think you are? And that's the stage that I'm in now. Like I said, at first I was making my videos with my hat on, you know, and they want to show all this. Like, I'm so proud of myself for getting through certain lessons. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself, I don't care. Look, this was my hairline. Like when I was younger, you see that piece missing? This is what I've been hiding under all of them hats. It wasn't really that cold when I was making them videos. And I had the hood on. It was cold, but it wasn't that cold. I was hiding all that. I don't feel like hiding. No. I don't have that in me no more. I don't have my enemy to hide. This is me. Get comfortable with that. Create me. Who am I? What do I desire to look like? What do I desire to wear? What do I desire to think? What do I desire to eat? What do I desire to feel? That's where I'm at right now. You can sit there and talk about who hurt you and who did this or who wasn't there for you growing up. You could talk about all that. We all got that in different ways. But it was some way we growing up, we all felt like we were being mistreated in some type of way. It don't have to be to a critical degree, but we all have our certain ways we feel our parents could have did better. Imagine what our kids are saying about us. Ain't nobody perfect. Imagine what our kids are saying about us. That's why I said I don't want to get up here. I didn't want to go too deep and putting people in certain positions to explain themselves and stuff like that. I didn't want to do that. Like, I realized, like, I got to do what I got to do regardless. This is where I'm at. I don't have time to worry about who did what, who said this, how this got spent, whatever the case may be. I don't desire to take part in none of that. All I do is just want to make myself better. I want to get better. I'm gonna get better. Let me stop saying I am better. 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 I went from smoking all day to smoking one. And I feel so comfortable and I feel so good about it. My mindset, I went from a little boy, how they say boys to men. I feel like that's exactly what I went through just now. From a boy to a man. Right? You gotta admit you. You gotta admit you. You gotta admit when you wrong. Whatever everybody else dying on you. You apologize for the wrong that you did. and it spilled out on other people. And like, I'm not saying forget that part, but it's you now. What are you gonna do? Cause the same way you tired and you don't want to do, people tired of your shit too. So what you gonna do? People tired of your shit too. Like, you're not the only one tired. And then when they tired of your shit, they got to do what they got to do to progress and do what they got to do, right? What the hell are you gonna do? Sit there still stuck complaining about certain shit? That's not the way life works. That is not the way life works. I just wanted to come up here. Like, I know to a lot of people it would look like, yo, what the hell is he doing and what the hell is he trying to prove? That was me not using my brain, not doing the manly thing. And I don't want to say manly like that ain't what you supposed to be doing, but I'm just saying that, like, yo, when you finish complaining, what's the next move? Cause that's my favorite thing to say. Oh, I can't complain, but I sat here and complained for the whole month of November, and even though I got little things accomplished, I did get a small steps do matter, but I know if I wasn't sitting here doing what I was doing, I could have got a lot more accomplished this month. I know it. You know how I know it? Because when I sat there and I went on my fast and I actually had time to sit back and think, I could have got more done in November. I didn't have to be in this position in November. I put myself in this position. I sitting here not preparing myself, you know, the quick thinkers. So what do you do now? What do you do now? And like I said, family, I don't want you to look at my videos and think that stuff that I do, you have to do. You don't have to take that route. We're not here to take each other's route. But we do have a duty to inform each other on what to expect, basically, and how it might look. Because I'm not the only one with cerebellar ataxia. There's a lot of people with cerebellar ataxia that they're at wit's end, they have no hope. Excuse me. And I just want to give that. I just want to let everybody know they can. And you don't even have to go through that, because through the steps that I took. Hopefully you look at the steps I took and say, nah, it's a different route. It's a better way. But all in all, just take the step. Just do it anyway. Just take whatever step is necessary. Don't just sit there. And that's what I just be wanting to. That's my whole idea, my whole gist of creating this YouTube. We have a duty to inform each other, like help each other out. These social media platforms is way more than just a bunch of dancing and joking. Everything's not a joke. Yo, there's tons of books up, like YouTube, like a number one best-selling author could still be a number one best-selling author and have their book on YouTube for free. That's how informative this world is. There is no information that's kept from us. No information. Trust me. Like the same, a author would be able to still be number one best-selling author and have their stuff on YouTube for free. I'm telling you, that's how informative this world is. Information is there. It's for everybody. The information is there. Make sure you're seeking the right thing. But like I said, the month of November has been the scariest month in my entire life. And it was really on, like, bro, you could really be homeless. Because you could really be going through the system, like, because after 90 days and you don't got your shit together, like, what you gonna do? You gotta start this whole process again if you don't got your shit together in 90 days. And like I said, I got a little done. I'm still proud of myself for being able to get that stuff done in the midst of going through what I've been going through. But I know if I certain moves and things I made, I know I could have accomplished a lot more. But that's the lesson in it all. Now that you got past that part, what do you do now? I know exactly what I do now. I ain't telling nobody right now. I hope y'all wasn't waiting for me to tell y'all what I'm gonna do next. Y'all gonna see it. I hope it inspire everybody who feel like they can't to do. If you feel like you can't, just do it, yo. Don't be scared of the unknown. And I'm telling you that from experience. Like, I'm not telling you that like I found some cheat code and I didn't have to go through trials and trouble. I'm going through it. But how are you approaching it? How are you reacting to it? That's the important thing. So like I said, I just hope I'm inspiring. I just hope I'm showing, like, if you feel like you can't do it, I just want you to do it. Like, if you really hurt, if you really hurt and you really can't do certain stuff, this ain't for you. Like, you need all the help you could get. Just like I say the same thing with like, that's by my choice to be like, oh, I don't need doctors to do this and I don't need that. But let me tell you something. When my stomach was messed up the other day, I went to the emergency room, no problem. Cause I didn't tell them, no, don't call them. I couldn't wait till the EMT got here. I rode my mobility scooter right to the damn truck. Hopped on that bed. Somebody help me. And that's the proof that I was saying. I'd be stupid to sit here and say that we don't need doctors. I'd be stupid to say it. But it's like, what do you do for yourself before you go running for help? What do you do for yourself before you go running for help? Oh, what do you do for yourself? That's it. And if you're like really ill and it's really affecting you, this is not for you. Like, the help that you getting, A1, you still here, that means you getting some good help. I tell you firsthand, like, I have ataxia, symptoms of MS and Parkinson. Those are the symptoms that it's like you're dealing with 3 diseases at once. But when I asked God, I told God I didn't want to go out like that. He told me to share it, share the process. And it started with me clearing my mind out and my body. And now I guess I'm working on my soul. I did start I started with the mind. Like, I took the conscious effort to be like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I didn't see myself not eating meat no more. I wanted to stop doing it. For years I wanted to stop eating meat. But it took for this to happen for me to be like, I'm not eating no meat. I'm not. Like, look what I put myself through this whole month of November. Like, I don't want to eat no more meat. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I have cravings for fish. I don't know why I be having cravings for fish. But at the same time, I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it. Because I'm more scared of what it'll do to me and my body than the actual craving. The craving is not important. Like, when I'm rolling past these chicken spots and these hot wing spots and all that, like, I was getting them urges. Beef was the first thing that, like, beef was the first meat that I said, nah. Like, I really had to. Like, my daughter told me, when she told me, yo, dad, every time you eat burgers, you got this crazy attitude. When she told me that, she said, I think you should stop. I stopped, I slowed down eating red meat, but when she told me that, I stopped. That was it. That was it. And then I really, like, once I stopped eating red meat, then I started seeing what she was talking about. Oh yeah, you're right. And she said it, Dad. Yo, every time you eat a hamburger, you always mad about something. Your attitude is always different. You just stop eating red meat. That's what she told me. And I stopped it. Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke that. And for a long time, I wanted to quit smoking cigarettes. And I still was teeter-tottering and playing around with it. And my son came and told me, yo, Dad, you need to chill with that. No more. And when he told me that, I've been clean off a cigarette for like a year and a half now. I was still smoking cigarettes with my condition. I stopped drinking liquor for 2 years now. Like, I made that conscious decision. Nobody ain't had to tell me that. And I wasn't never getting drunk to get out of hand and cursing on, like, I don't know. Like, those people that get that drunk like that, that's crazy. I ain't never see how, because I get drunk to a certain limit. I don't want to do nothing no more. I just want to go lay down and go to sleep. I want to be sober again. Like, that's how I used to drink. If I drunk too much, like, I'm ready to go to sleep. I want to get sober again. So I didn't have that problem with liquor. It was just like a certain time with the liquor. Nah. 2 years ago on my birthday was the last time I had bottles. And I was a family friend who purchased those 2 bottles for me. One of the bottles I didn't have nothing to do with. And the second bottle, I drank half of it. The first bottle didn't have nothing to do with it. Second bottle, I drank half of it. And I don't know if it's still sitting there, but half of that bottle is still there. From 2 years ago. Like I said. But just to change my whole mindset. Like, yo, you gotta stop acting like that. You gotta stop doing that. You wasted the whole month in November. Not even about money and nothing like that. Cause yeah, even though I didn't spend my money right, but I'm just thinking about all the business stuff that I didn't get done, that I coulda, shoulda, but didn't. I don't just try to start searching for words to tell y'all at this moment. But like I said, all in all, I just hope. I just wanted to say that, like, there was some things, a lot of things in them videos, but it's part of the journey. I was taking a wrong approach to things because I still had the mindset of being taken care of. Even though, yeah, like I said, it's a lot of stuff that when you have a wife who does the laundry for the whole house, a wife who does the food shopping for the whole house, picks you up things when she think you need it, things like that. I never really got to anything I did for myself was things that I wanted to do for my, like, I didn't have to do it. Now I have to. I have to. I actually accept that challenge. I accept it. I didn't accept it in the beginning. I was scared. I accept it. Like I'm so ready. I've been ready. Put it up to the test. I'm starting to do what I gotta do. It started already. Like I said, God told me to go on a fast. I could have filled them prescriptions. But God told me to go on a fast. I didn't take no medication. And once my stomach once it came back in here, I have the only herb I have, moringa. I put that in my tea, and I'm moving. I'm good. No matter, I feel no prescriptions. Medication, I'm scared of that. Like, I have hereditary ataxia type 35. If you look at that, you'll see there's no cure, there's no nothing. You can't take no medicine. That's why when people, they try these clinical trials, that's why I was against that. Because they try these clinical trials, it'll make you worse. That's why I don't intake medicine. Because I'm scared of the reverse action of what it would do to my body. I don't take medicine. If I got a headache, I cure my headache. I'm eating cashews and things like that to try to get my headache down. I'm not taking Tylenol. Drinking water, things like that. Like, this the first time since I've changed my diet that I had an upset stomach or anything even related to something being wrong with the food. Because I wasn't eating that. Family, especially for the ones that's still capable, like I said, and a lot with this ataxia. Like, all the ataxias, like, and I don't wanna, because that shit upsets me. I don't know where ataxia come from. I don't know how it came about and shit like that, but y'all with the type 3, it's fucked up, bro. I'm just gonna tell you, it's fucked up. Like, type 3s, that's what I be seeing. Like, I'm type 35. Type 3s, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. And that makes me upset, cause it's like, yo, come on, man. This ataxia shit is not right. And the type 3s, man, they got it bad. So that's why I said this shit ain't for everybody to be jumping up and thinking you might have it. Do what you can. Do what you can. Cause I would never recommend a type 3 to do what the hell I'm out here doing. I would never ever recommend that shit. If you have a support system, a type 3, if you have a support, that's the biggest one I know. Like, you have a support system, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Whatever you could possibly do, you do it. But for the most part, that's the only thing I can recommend, especially if you're not getting done dirty, if they're really taking care of you. And I'm seeing a lot because type 3s, like, I can't sit here, especially for the ones I've seen and they got a support system and all that. Like, they don't complain about it. They don't complain about their support system. And I see because their symptoms, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I have I gotta deal with symptoms from MS and Parkinson's. That's it's bad. Like I said, it could get painful sometimes, but they stay in that. Like, if once they reach that point, that's where they're at. And I be like, yo, like, more than anything, I don't feel like I don't want to say I don't feel sorry for them, because they're not defeated. I want them to find they do have a purpose. When God wakes you up every day, you have a purpose. But I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I wouldn't wish that shit on nobody. Type 3s, I wouldn't wish it. That's one thing why I say, start with your diet. Start from the inside. Start from the inside. Don't only just say, oh, yeah, I eat a lot of fruit, I eat a lot of vegetables. Nah, stop eating a lot of that other stuff too. Stop it. That's like one of the main recommendations I could say, because I seen certain reversals for, you feel what I'm saying? But for the most part, I ain't wishing no shit like that on nobody. So, if you in a position you have a support system and they're doing right by you, because like I said, with the type 3s, I haven't seen nobody in their support system. I like I said, that's from me seeing with my own eyes. They don't, like, y'all don't get done. Like, I don't see y'all support systems doing y'all dirty, because like I said, it'd be too much to deal with. You don't want nobody to like, with type 3s, what they already go through, you don't want to put them through anything else. So like I said, even though it'd be frustrating for them, they still be pulling through for y'all. So if you got a support system and your joints is real bad, it's still some things you gotta check out. Cause they doing the best they could under the circumstances. Like I said, I ain't gotta deal with it, but watching it, your support system doing the best they could under them circumstances. So what I'm doing is not for everybody. What I'm doing is not for everybody, especially with illnesses that really take from you. But for folks like with certain illnesses that you still feel like you can do something realistically, you can do things still. This is your confirmation to figure something out. Till next time, family. Like I said, I don't want to just be sitting here searching for words to say to y'all. So until next time, family, remember, I love y'all. Give it to the Most High. He loves y'all. He put the love in me to love y'all. Remember that. Until next time, family. I'ma holla.